Imagine a world where the destiny of Naruto took a different turn. What if he wasn't the Jinchuriki? Get ready to dive into this intriguing what-if scenario, ready to reshape the ninja world with us. Hit that like button and subscribe to our channel as we explore alternate Naruto destinies. Don't forget to ring the bell to stay updated. But that's not all, Purplecasts. We want to hear from you. Share your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. Building this new ninja world is a collaborative journey. Now let's embark on a Naruto adventure beyond imagination. Let's get started. Konohagakure, otherwise known as the village hidden in the leaves. In its history stand mighty warriors like the Shodai Hokage who defeated the Kyuubi and Madara Uchiha. He was also known for using wood jutsus. The Nidaime, who was known for his selfless actions in the Second Ninja World War and for using water jutsus without a source of water. The third, who had lived through 2 ninja wars, was hailed as the Professor and God Shinobi. He was known for his use of many jutsus and his smarts. Then comes the 4th Hokage, known as the Yellow Flash, which was the last his enemies saw before they die. He was known as a genius, which wasn't exactly true, but that didn't need to be known by everybody, right? The line of warriors doesn't end there because more will rise in time. Naruto Uzumaki Chunin of Konohagakure, son of the 4th Hokage in red-hot blooded death, could only gape at the monster outside the gates. It was the Kyuubi, the 9-tailed fox, which was supposed to be sealed into his mother, but if it was here, no, he couldn't think that way. Now he had to focus on defending the village. Around him stood his squad. Team leader Aoba, his 2 teammates Jinma and Yugao. Between you and him, Naruto had a big crush on her, but he didn't tell anybody. A giant monkey appeared on the battlefield. On his head stood no one other than the old Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen. But he was carrying something in his arms by the looks of it. Hiruzen sighed as he stood before the Kyuubi. It was originally meant to be Minato to be the one in his place, but Hiruzen couldn't have a father of 2 die while an old crook who had only a few more years to live. He remembered how the Kyuubi managed to escape. Kushina lied on the bed as Minato stabilized the seal. They were going to have a second child. Naruto would be so thrilled to have a baby sister to date, but soon everything changed as a masked man managed to infiltrate the building. When the baby came, they named her Akane for her red hair. It was that moment the man struck. I'm still not very good at fighting scenes, so bear with me, please. The man threw a kunai at Kushina, which Minato blocked. But because of that, the man managed to grab Akane from Minato and placed a paper bomb on her and threw her away. Minato quickly flashed at her and threw the bomb away, but the noise awoke in her, and she began crying while Minato sighed in relief. Phew, that was close, wasn't it, Akane? Then a rumbling sound shook him from his thoughts and saw that Kushina's seal had failed as the red chakra of the Kyuubi leaked outside. Minato quickly flashed both his wife and child to the safe house in Konoha and saw from the window the Kyuubi outside the walls. Flashing towards his office, he was met with Jiraiya and Sarutobi, quickly explaining what happened to both of them. Minato began searching through his scrolls at his desk for something. With an aha, he held up a large scroll with the title Death-Consuming Seal. Not sure if the right one, Sarutobi's eyes widened. As he saw the seal, it was a powerful seal that could hold the biju with ease, but the cost was the user's life. Minato-kun, you're not going to use the seal yourself, are you? Think of your family, he argued. Minato looked thoughtful for a moment before answering. They will understand that it had to be done. No, they won't, Minato-kun. You will only cause pain for your family, and who are you going to use anyway? Akane will be the new Jinchuriki. It is the best solution right now. I know the hand seals, Minato, and the price of the seal. Let me do it, please. I can't ask somebody else to do it. Hiruzen, the cost is too high for that. Deciding that arguing wasn't going to work, he nodded towards Jiraiya, who's silent till now, and chopped Minato in the neck, knocking him unconscious. Akane is indeed the best vassal, but you're not going to do the sealing, Minato. You have much to live for. Using Sunshine to get to the safe house, he laid Minato next to Kushina, who asked what happened. Why is Minato-kun unconscious? He thought that using the death-consuming seal was the best solution. Well, that is right. But he was going to throw his own life away, and I couldn't let that happen. Then who is going to hold Kyuubi? It must be a Uzumaki. I can't hold him. I'm too weakened, and Naruto is too old. She then caught on and started protesting. Oh, no, not my Kenin-chan. She is too young. I'm not going to let that happen. Please, Kushina-chan, think of the village. We can't let the Kyuubi destroy it, otherwise she is dead too. Kushina thought about it before accepting it, and Hiruzen took Akane away from a crying Kushina. Now standing on the battlefield, he could only look on with sadness as dead ninjas lied everywhere. But to his relief, he saw Naruto's team alive with a few wound-throwing wands and jutsus at the beast to hinder its path. Summoning the biggest and strongest monkey he had, he ordered to hold down Kyuubi while he did the signs. Shouting death-consuming seal, he summoned the Shinigami to assist him in the sealing. The Shinigami reached for the QBE, he pulled it into the seal on Akane and sealed the half in her and the other half in Hyozun. With the sealing done and Hiruzen dying, the monkey lowered Hiruzen, and it came down to the ground and dismissed itself. Jiraiya, who had watched with a heavy heart as his father figure died, quickly used sunshine to get to the location. He arrived at the exact same time as Naruto. Naruto looked at Jiraiya with sadness in his eyes before nodding and taking the baby in his arms, who was giggling and tried to reach for his blonde hair. It was a start of a strange relation. 4 years after the Kyuubi attack, the Namikazes could say it was different. At least, first of all, Akane was a real ball of energy, always asking attention, and if Naruto was in the room, she always tried to get his attention. When Naruto went out on a mission, she would cry for a few hours before calming down, and when he came back, she refused to be in someone else's arms until he held her for a few hours. It was strange indeed, and that was just her baby years. As she grew up, she would like when she was a baby trying to get her brother's attention, showing him her achievements. Like when she could walk, she ran circles around him, laughing and giggling much to his amusement. Her first word was Oni-sama, and it was said with a cute blush. Much to her parents' chagrin, it was always Naruto. She asked first not her parents, but it was understandable while they dot her and overfusing about her. Naruto would act as a real brother, teasing but deeply caring. When she was in the park and a bully pushed her, Naruto hanged him with his underpants on a flagpole before carrying his little sister home. 6 years after the Kyuubi attack, Naruto was now 15 years old and a Junin. Soon he was going to Anbu, but his family didn't approve of that. They found it too dangerous for him as the Anbu didn't have a high success rate. His sister was in tears and refused to let go of his leg. He had to distract her with ramen. While he loved his sister, he was also really annoyed by her. They were just too different. While he was calm, collected, serious, and a bit of a flirt, but only to Yugua. She was loud, impatient, sometimes plain stupid, and horrible at emotions as she wouldn't get it when a boy would flirt with her. She was still too young for that. Not only in personalities were different, but also in looks too. Naruto had blonde spiky hair, which grew mid-back and was held in a ponytail. He wore dark clothes and the Jonin jacked of Konoha shin guard and arm guards. He also had an obsession with tea. He would always carrying some tea or make some on his own. Kane wore a horrible orange jumpsuit, long red hair and pigtails, and an obsession with ramen. Because of his decision to join Anbu, he and his parents had a constant argument, which would begin with Kushina asking him to not join Anbu and ending with yelling at each other. One day, the argument got rather fierce and dirty tactics were used at each other. "You still live under this roof, young man, so you listen to our rules," yelled Kushina with a furious expression on her face. "Then I will move into my own place," yelled Naruto back. "Fine, do whatever you wish, I don't care anymore." With that, Naruto stood up and sealed his belongings away and left the house, much to the regret of Kushina and Minato's sadness of Akane, who was crying the entire time, before storming out of the house and hugging the retreating figure of her dear brother, begging him to come back. She then felt a hand on her head and looked up to her brother. "My sweet, sweet younger sister, this parting isn't forever. I am just going to live somewhere else, but I will always be near you here and here," he said, pointing at her head and heart before kissing her forehead, and walked away, leaving a blushing sister behind. After that day, he lived together with Jinma in a 2-room apartment. Jinma, who was kicked out of the house the same day, they decided to live together and share the rent. Much to their amusement, Yugua had decided after hearing that they left the nest, she decided to do that too. Talking about Yugao, while both never said it, they were both deeply in love with each other. When they looked at each other, they would both blush. Jinma had caught them stealing glances at each other from time to time. 8 years after the attack and defeat of the Kyuubi, Naruto, now 17 years old, Anbu captain, stood at his sister's side to guide her to the academy. Nervous. He asked her, which she responded with a nod. "How was it for you, Onai-sama?" she asked, looking up at him. Naruto now stood an impressive 195 cm own height and still growing. He had the armor of Andyu with the signature tattoo. While was actually on duty, he had gotten break to bring his sister to her first day at the academy and to pick her up. He was well built, big muscles, but not that of a bodybuilder, but more like a runner or a swimmer. Because of this, he got many looks from the female population. Naruto had an affinity to lighting, fire, and water. Well, for me, I was also pretty nervous, but I started sooner than you did. Since Dad had the age group going up because there is no war anymore, the standards for the academy has gone down as well. In my day, the academy standards were the 3 basics and 2 elemental jutsus. Now just the basic 3, which is hinge, bunching, kamari. If you now those 3 and can perform them, you can pass. You can screw up the rest of the tests and still pass. Akane listened intently to her big brother as his words carried wisdom. From what he told, she had to perform 3 jutsus and she would pass. But if you scored the other tests but not the jutsus, you failed, and the other way around you passed. Ni ani isama. I already learned the Kamei and Hinge from Tusan and Kaya-san, but I can never perform Bunshin. Can you help me with that? She asked hopefully. Naruto looked thoughtful over it, then answered, I can help you, but I want you first to find the problem yourself. When you find the problem, come to me, and I will help you, okay? Akane quickly nodded her head up and down that Naruto was afraid it would fall off. He then gave her a little push and said, now go, it's almost time for class. I will come and pick you up at 4, okay? She nodded before waving goodbye and ran to the building. When she was inside, Naruto quickly jumped to the Anbu HQ, where his team was waiting for him. His team was an assault team and consisted out Yugadao, KW At, and Natsuma Rockard, Matsumarko, Natsumark, Mata Denzadel, Botsam Maxamaru Lai, Bot Nartin 9B. Rank mission 88A, rank missions 73S, rank missions. They were by far the best team who utilized each other's weak points and strong point. Normally a team had his flaws, but Naruto had his team sleep and live with each other for years, and they would sleep at each other's house for a month before switching sleeping places. This month was at Natsumi's place, a lovely apartment near the shopping district. Arriving at the HQ, he is greeted by his team in the lobby with their masks on and in full gear. Naruto nodded in praise. Walking to the mission board, they looked at the available missions. The system was rather simple. On the board were posted various missions from BDI till SS, each their own section. With the mission, a small description was given like the problem and the pay and client. Then when you pick a mission, you give it at the reception team near the back and give it to them. They will write your team on the mission and send it to the Hokage. So there will be no confusion or double mission. Then the mission will be explained by the person sitting there, and danger rate will also be told. Naruto's team, also known as Shadow Sword, was as already told an assault team. The whole group had a katana or nadachi or nanato. Speaking of team, Naruto's old team member Jinma was a jonin who could join Anba, but he had a client saying that he found jonin enough and wanted to relax. Both had accepted that and would come together at the Anbu Jonin bar. Picking an A-rank mission, it said, Dear Ninja-san, I am in need of assistance in the extermination of a missing ninja group who is terrorizing my village. Please help us. Mayor of Itaewon. The pay was $12,000 and the danger rate was 65 chance, which was really borderline S rank. Accepting the mission, the team traveled to Itaewon, a minor village in the Fire Country, within a day's travel. Arriving at the village, they went to the mayor's office to get a better discretion of the mission. The mayor was a small man but respectful and welcomed them warm. You must be the ninjas I asked for. Thank you for coming so quickly. I will get to business quick. Is that okay? Receiving nods, he began around a week ago. The attack started. At first, it were small attack raiding a store and running away, but it began more and more. Soon ninja techniques were used like fireballs and some building were burned down. We discovered that their camp is close. By around 2 miles to northwest, they have at least 10 ninjas alone, maybe 20 bandits. Nodding at the info, Naruto gathered his team to discuss. Okay team, we have an unsure amount of enemies since they can be using clones. Any suggestions? Bora raised his hand as if he was in class. Sir, I propose that we scout the area and find their exact numbers and consult the bingo book to see if they have dangerous enemies. Receiving a nod, Bora knew he had chosen good. It wasn't a secret that his team leader was the best, not only because of skill, but he listened to his team members and discussed things with them instead of ordering and doing his own thing. Alright, team, split up and scout the camp. Come back at noon. I still got a sister to pick up. I want this done soon. Naruto chuckled, as did his team, and they split up. At the noon, they had killed off the missing Inen, as they were just Chunin and Junin. Nothing they couldn't handle getting their pay. They quickly traveled, gave the report, and handed over Konoha's share and went to Natsumi's place. But not before picking up Akane from the academy and listening to her stories. I was to take that and punched him in the face, knocking him out. Akane finished telling them how she won a spar. The team shared a laugh at Akane's enthusiastic behavior when suddenly a question popped up in Akane's head, and she asked, Nainani Isamar, are you and Yugeo what do they call it, a couple? Naruto tripped and fell, while Yugablished hard behind her mask. Genzo and Natsumi were laughing their asses off. Picking himself off the ground, no Akane, it isn't like that, Yugeo and I don't have that kind of relation. Yugeo was nodding her head in agreement. But Nai-sama, you didn't deny that you liked her that way. You just said you weren't a couple yet. Naruto smiled sweetly at Akane while a dark aura and a snarling wolf appeared behind him as he asked, Akane-chan, who taught you those things? Akane was sweating as the wolf was growling at her. Anko told me that you two should be a couple, but we're just too shy to admit it. The same aura appeared behind Yugao, but this time with hissing cat Anko Ho. Maybe we should tell her to stay out of our business, right, Naruto-kun? Naruto nodded. Indeed, Yugo-chan, maybe she will stop then spreading useless rumors. both Shunshin towards a dango shop. Not long after that painful scream filled the village and poor Akane, could you stand there and looking confused? AK and cut beautiful nicely done people. Now let me explain a bit. Naruto is in this story different, as he grew up good and not as happy and go idiot. Akane is not in love with Naruto, but she is just fond of him in a sisterly way. And for Naruto's Yugao going too fast, they have known each other for years, they just need a date. And Hoopa, you got Naruto's Yugato. As we wrap up this journey into alternate Naruto destinies, we hope you've enjoyed exploring the uncharted territories of What If. If you're hungry for more thrilling possibilities and ninja adventures, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on those notifications so you never miss an episode. Your insights and ideas have been incredible. Keep the conversation going in the comments below. After all, it's together that we create the ultimate ninja narrative. Thank you for joining us on this mind-bending exploration. Until next time, keep believing in the power of imagination and the world of Naruto. Stay ninja strong.